Hey everybody, 42% health here. We're back for our Hexen Beyond Heretic walkthrough, and we are going to head into the desert level. I think it is called... I forget what it's called. That's embarrassing. I've already been testing, of course. Okay, so we start out with kind of a platforming bit here. Now, you could try to jump all these, but I think, at least as this class, it's easier to just run it. It is also possible as the mage to run it, but the mage moves slower, so it's a bit harder. There's a lot of afrits around here. Okay, now pulling that switch gives us access to the portal to the next world. And I'm just going to run right back. And I'm going to fail! Well, here's an interesting fact, too. There are Ettins down there. Now, in my source port, I can't look straight down enough to see them, but yeah, at the bottom of this bottomless pit, there are Ettins. Now, I have two theories. One is that since when you're making maps, you only place objects in an XY plane, you don't actually place them in the 3D, that maybe somebody accidentally got their coordinates off and they were supposed to be on these platforms? I don't know. My other theory is that, see, as the mage, your third weapon is right over there at the end of all these, that farthest one away that you can see. Your third weapon's over there. Your third weapon also is independent of... Oop, I just burned up a bush. That was kind of cool. Alright, you birds. I know they're not really birds, but I always called them that. Okay, there's a little bit of extra mana here if you want it. Actually, there's quite a lot of extra mana. But the mage's third weapon doesn't care how high or low it is. It's basically a lightning bolt that stretches from the ceiling, whether that's a skybox or a regular ceiling, all the way to the floor. So my guess is that if you're over there trying to hit afrits with it, the Ettins are down there intending... The purpose of them is to block your lightning bolts. That's my other theory. I really don't know if either of those is correct. Okay, so we are here in the Wastelands. That is the name of this level. One of the reasons I don't really like this hub is that two of the three... There's our next trap that we're introduced to. These little dirt spots on the ground come up out of the ground. They are those giant spikes, and they are an instant jib. It's also blocking my hammers, which is very annoying. Kind of liking the music right here. I was going to say something. Oh, part of the reason I don't like this hub is that two of the levels, this one and the caves, are just a maze. And I really don't care that much for maze levels. Part of the reason I need so much practice for this particular walkthrough, this particular episode of this walkthrough, I should say, is to learn the maze so that I can explain it to you guys. Alright, so that is kind of a secret area up there, where that floaty cup is. That's one of our new items, and it's one of the best, most useful items in the game. Alright, so let's start out with how to get the key from this world. The key, we want to go south. Right now we are facing west. So we want to turn this way, turn left, and then we have a fork here. And it actually does not matter which way you take. It goes in a big loop, and we'll end up taking both ways anyway. I mean, if we go down one, we'll come back up the other. Now this is, if you have the cave key, you'll come out right there. We won't go that way for now. We'll keep hugging this path. the right. Just keep to the right, and you'll get there eventually. I'm going to take care of this guy from here. Here's another area. Yes, our hammer can kill an Etten in one blow. It doesn't always happen, but it can. I'm kind of amazed that it happened every single time right there. Alright. This hammer is awesome. Okay. We're going to keep going to the right. We'll ignore every other path for now. Until we come to a rotating door in the rock. Which is right here. Okay, now be ready when you... The door can crush you and there is this serpent on the other side. So it's kind of dangerous right there. Come up this stairway. There's a bunch of centaurs here. They're not really a threat to our class anyway. I think the only class that really has any trouble with those guys is the cleric. If you want health, there's some down here, but there's also stalkers in the water. He might have been the only one. Here's a second axe. Our class is also very well equipped to deal with stalkers. Alright, now, from where we came in, if you turn right and follow this rock bridge, you will get to the key. Now, make sure to take care of the afrits before you grab the key, because there's a trap that happens afterward that makes them very difficult to deal with. See, he didn't die in one hammer. But once you pick up the key, pieces of this rock bridge fall away, and you didn't come up in time, stinker. But this is also runnable. It's just kind of tricky. If you do happen to fall, there's a switch right down there, right there, that will lower this platform that I'm standing on. Okay, so we are done here. I'm going to not step on that thing. I don't know if they're timed or if they're random, but they do pop up now and then, and if you happen to be standing on one when it pops up, you are instantly dead. We're going to just continue down this pathway. We have another opening here. This is actually where you would use the cave key when you have it. We don't have it yet. Alright. So yeah, you would use the cave key right there. Continuing around, we will now wind up back where we started at the fork. And here we are. Huh. That's odd. Now those guys all come from the swamp half of this map. So this was like the cave half. So now we're back where we started. This is where we came out. And we see the new item up there. If you go this way... Actually, if you go this way first, this path is blocked off. And there's another one later on that's also blocked off. Yeah, let's continue this way, because this is... I'll work my way northward through this maze. So if we head through here, this is... We've seen this place before. If we head down this way, we get a view of a third new item up there. Actually, we've been here. I am officially confused. This level confuses me, and that's all there is to it. Okay. But yeah, basically all these gray stone pathways are blocked off when you start out, but when you make your way around that loop, the southernmost loop where we get the key, at some point along there, you will get access to all this area. I know this is really slow, but I'm kind of addicted to saving mana for some reason. This class doesn't really need to try hard to save mana at all. One of these guys triggers something to lower here. And that wasn't him. This whole wall here will lower. I'm gonna hit the other one. Oh, he didn't die. But he jibbed. Okay, so looking at the map, we see there's a division that we just passed by. Kind of right, you know, a bit to the right there. And one half, when we kill the right centaur, one half will lower. And when we use the swamp key, the other half will lower, and there will be some large areas revealed, chock full of monsters. Okay. This way is actually one of the secrets. And we get this new item, the Crater of Might. It is a full mana restore of both green and blue, so we don't get a whole lot throughout the game, so they are very useful. This place we've been before, but this was blocked off. Trying not to get lost. Yeah, so let's head back this way. Back to the divide. Oh, we triggered this to open, but we weren't here to see it. This is why I hate maze levels. They're very disorienting. Alright, I'm going to switch to the axe and kill stalkers. Yeah. Come at me. You can. This is a very noob, cheesy move, but you can just sit there and swing the axe and wait for something to come up at you. You just have to hope that it doesn't come up behind you. Here's another secret with another new item. If you head down this passageway, be very careful. You will eventually come to a brown chaos serpent. Shortly after that, you will come to a porculator. But if you step beyond that, it is a death drop and you will die. And it's just too dark to see it. Now the porculator is sort of like the heretics. This is another secret area with the boots that we saw. Porculator is just like Heretic's Morph Ovum that turns enemies into chickens, except in this game they turn into pigs. Now, I'll show off, probably toward the end of the game I'll show off what a lot of these items do. But for the walkthrough purposes, I'm trying to get through the game without necessarily needing the items, without using the items. Because the game is designed that you should be able to get through the whole thing without ever using any of your inventory items. So far all I've had to use was quartz flasks, which is fine. They're like medikits from Doom. Okay, so that was the swamp key door. And since we've already been to the swamp and have the key, we can enter here. That switch lowered a barrier there, which allows us to solve part of the puzzle. So there are a lot of enemies here. Of course, the shooting enemies are the primary concern. Oh, I strafed right into that. Okay. I think there's one more Chaos Serpent up here. Here's another cheap trick, at least in my source port. Things block projectiles, but they do not block hit scan attacks. Melee attacks are always programmed as hit scan attacks, so you can melee enemies through a thing and they can't do anything about it. %, health, the king of cheese. Okay, there's another crater of might, and when we grab it, a lot of Etten spawn in. I believe there's 8 of them, 4 on each side. So there's 4 on that side. I didn't realize my health was that low. That should be all of them. Alright, maybe just for this part I will switch to grenades, because there's 2 Chaos Servants. Now this door can be frustrating. You think it's not openable, but you kind of have to open it at just the right spot. And if you go for the seam in the exact middle between the 2 halves of the door, you should be fine. Okay, puzzle, switch, and some mana right back here behind the teleporter. Now the teleporter will just take you to the swamp, which we don't really want to go to. We want to find our way back to the beginning and go back to the hub. So yeah, this is where we've been before. This is the divider that I was talking about. So yeah, both of these areas were closed off before, but this one was opened by killing the correct centaur, one of these guys, and the other one was opened by pulling the switch inside the swamp key door. And I am totally heading the wrong way. I want to go this way. Basically work your way south. That's where the Boots of Speed were. We want to get back to where the... We want to get back this way. Now that, when we use the cave key, we'll be teleported in there. And we can actually see the switch there. But we don't have the cave key yet. We will get it in the next episode. Here we are. Hopefully this video was useful. Was helpful, because I really have a hard time navigating those mazes, and the next level is also a maze. But we'll get there next time. We have to enter this building to access the caves. And we'll do that in the next episode. So for now, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in whatever I upload next. Bye for now.